getting ideas onto the page is super hard in the beginning. And that's because when you're just starting out and learning something, you don't have the tools yet to get that image you have in your head, or that feeling you want to express, onto the page or into your music or whatever. I mean, obviously there are situations where it happens and it just happens naturally, and whether that's talent or a happy accident doesn't matter. You can still cultivate a skill to where you can consistently and every time show what you're trying to show on screen or whatever you're trying to do. Drawing is the most blatant example of this because you can literally see the visual difference in an artwork if you're trying to like replicate something. So when artists start out, a lot of it is just trying to figure out how to get that motor skill in order to transfer that image they have in their head from their brain to their hand and get it onto the page. Or, I mean, it doesn't matter if it's digital or not. Besides the point. Getting it onto the page, because you might have that image perfectly created in your head. Now, sometimes I feel like, sometimes when I draw, I feel like I don't have it, so it takes a bit, and I find the image through the skill that I have made. So lately, like, I've been sketching a lot again, random things, and mostly eyes. Eyes are fun, and then from the eye, I'm like, oh, I'm in this angle, let's try to continue the same perspective, and then I'm just practicing over and over and over again. And it's been the same thing with dance. When you first start any kind of sport or dance, cheer, gymnastics, like the more artistic sports as well, it can be challenging at first because you don't have the control over your limbs. You have to learn that motor function, and that's where I know a lot of people get frustrated. And when I've been teaching dance, a lot of people are like, I don't know how to dance, like I can't dance, I got 2 left feet. Like, no, that's not the problem. The problem is you don't want to dance and you don't want to learn, because I believe anyone can learn any skill they want. It might take some people longer than others, but you can do it. Like, I've been told I can't sing and shouldn't sing, and I was like, well, screw that, I'm gonna start learning how to sing. And yes, I still don't really sing well, but I'm learning and practicing, and I've gotten like a lot better. So it's not a matter of talent, and you can't. I hate the word talent. A lot of people will be like, Erin, you're so talented. Well, I kind of worked really hard and put many, many hours into developing my skill, and the word talent just kind of washes it away. There are certain things where I'm like, yes, I am kind of talented in this because I never really tried, and one of them, not to my own horn, is teaching. I've just kind of done that. But granted, I've been kind of practicing since I was a kid, because I would pretend that I have students, and then I would practice teaching invisible people. So who's to say that it's not a skill? It's just when I started teaching, real people and not imaginary, and they had their own things. Like, I just learned how to figure out what they needed to learn, which is its own skill in and of itself. So it's just kind of figuring out what you want to learn to do, because there are certain things that, yeah, I could learn to do them, but no. And in my head, I'm like, no, I can't. Like skateboarding. That one is because I like my ankles and I've already injured them enough in dance. I do not want to lose the ability to walk. That's less of I can't do it and I just won't do it. And that's where the mental block comes from, where a lot of people, I hear it's so sad, it breaks my heart, because they're like, I can't draw, I can't dance, I can't do this, I'm tone deaf, which, yeah, being tone deaf would make things very difficult if you're trying to be a musician or a singer, but it's not impossible. So it's just kind of, do you want to take the time that's necessary to cultivate the skill? And then, once you do cultivate that skill, you will be able to express and communicate the things you're trying to express. As an author, I go back and reread what I've written, and man, it was crap. It was bad. Like, it's so bad that I don't mind sharing it sometimes, because it's just kind of comically bad at this point. Like, I don't know. It's pretty terrible. There are certain things where I'm like, that's just too embarrassing, and I need to work my way up to sharing that with people, but it's just depending on you and if you're comfortable sharing the failures. But at the time, I thought it was great, and that's the other thing. I know a lot of creators are talking about debunking that myth where your first thing should be terrible. Well, not necessarily. Some things can work out right off the bat, and you shouldn't feel bad about the thing that you create right then. I mean, it can be frustrating if it's not exactly what you were wanting, but you still created a thing, and it can still be good in your eyes for that time. Like, when I was creating some of my terrible stories, we thought that was peak fiction, and it was great. It's not. It's pretty bad. But at the time, I was like, yes, this is the best work I can put out right now, and this is great. And it kept me going, even if it was terrible. Even with dance, I go back, and at the time, I thought I was like a pretty good dancer, but I look at it, and I'm like, nope, not anymore. I dance better than that. Like, I was looking at my dance videos that are on this channel, and seeing how I've been dancing lately, and I'm like, well, I'm already a better dancer since I put those videos out. And while those videos aren't bad, other than sometimes the audio doesn't sync for whatever reason, and I can't ever get it to, whatever, I still have improved and just keep getting better, and that's because I keep practicing. And obviously there's times where I can't practice because I'm busy, but, you know, cultivating the skills, and then I am more able to do the things I want to do. And when I look back on it, I can be even more proud of all of the work I put into it. There's some people who say you need like 100 hours into everything into every skill you're trying to master. Like, in order to be a master at your craft, you need to do like a minimum of 100 hours. And depending on the person, maybe this is where talent comes in. Maybe you're more or less attuned to it. Like, if you're tone deaf, you might take way more than 100 hours to figure out how you're going to do it differently than everyone else. Because if everyone else, can hear the tones, it's pretty streamlined and simple to keep working on the skill as long as you put in the time. But if you're tone deaf, you probably will have to figure out something else. Maybe there is a system. I don't know. There is. Let me know. I'm curious. But yeah, it's just, in order to get the images you want out of your system onto the page, as whatever you're trying to do. Even actors do this. I mean, some people act, with talent, and that's what they do. But honestly, sometimes acting with talent is, I think, might hold some people back, because you'll end up leaning on what you're just most good at and talented at, and it makes you more confined. Like, same thing, it doesn't matter like what you're doing. Like, in dance, there's some people who are just more attuned to certain styles, especially because of genetics, and certain styles are easier for certain body types. Like, ballet was created a certain way and for a certain kind of person. That doesn't mean that all shapes and sizes, heights, I guess sizes works in heights, can't do it. It's just, you might have to do it differently. Like, I was talking with some dancers about this, about turns and how different it is for women versus men. just because of our bodies. And for men, it's more streamlined because the way men carry weight is slightly more universal than women. Not that it's completely universal, obviously there are many differences, but it's a bit closer than women because we can carry our weight in so many different ways. And if, like, literally you could be the same height, similar build, and you just hold your weight on yourself differently, that will change where you need to position your body in order to turn. And that's where it gets really difficult when people are trying to say you need to turn this certain way, but you shift ever so slightly, and they're like, no, that's wrong. But for you, it makes it better and easier and more comfortable to turn or do the movement. And that's just because of luck, unfortunately. But that is, I guess, an innate talent, because a talent is something you're born with. And that's why I have an issue with calling skills talents. I'll take the compliment if someone says talented. I know they don't mean anything by it. It's just something that bothers me in a way, because I'm like, but I didn't just wake up able to do this. I put so much work into it, and if you wanted to do that too, you could be just as good or better than me. I mean, like, I've spread myself out in so many different directions and I have a lot of skills. Doesn't mean I'm a master in any of them yet, because, well, I end up not spending one time honing my craft. I move on to the next thing. I'm more of a jack of all trades, master of none. Although I've easily put 100 hours in the dance. Like, that's no question. I've been dancing for 16 years. Doesn't mean I'm a master, because there's so much to learn. So, I don't know. I just feel like I'm going on a tangent and not sure where I started. But, just keep working at things and you'll be able to execute the vision that you have, or convey the feelings that you have, or whatever it is that you're trying to do as a creative person. And obviously, throughout the process, the most important thing is to just have fun, Because why else do we do this, other than this innate desire that we are drawn to create? But in that, you should have some fun at least. See ya.